And welcome everyone to the beautiful campus of Skyridge High School here in Lehigh, Utah on this wonderful Friday night for third week action of Utah High School football here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, presented by Fluence. I'm Nate Thatcher alongside my broadcast partner Dave Harrison. And Dave, we've already seen these Region 3 teams in 6A make some noise, but Skyridge seems to have all the momentum in the early weeks. What's helped them get off to such a great start?
Well, I think it really boils down to their quarterback. The quarterback play is significantly better. Keneal Sweetwine, 11 touchdown passes, no interceptions. Last year was a little different story, turned the ball over a little bit, and their defense has been stout. They've played really good. They played a good Liberty team last week. Skyridge, definitely one of the favorites, in my opinion, in 6A this year. We've seen Lehigh. I saw American Fork last week, so I'm excited to see Skyridge tonight. Not sure how competitive the game will be, but I'm excited to see, and I'm also excited to see Lincoln Tahi.
We talked about pregame how impressive Keneal Sweetwine has been, as you mentioned. 11 touchdowns, 0 picks. Last year threw 16 interceptions. What do you think has been the key to him being so good so early?
You know, I talked to him before the game, and he said film study. He says coaching and film studies really helped him to see what's going to happen, to anticipate a little bit better what the defense is going to do based on their pre-snap. In my opinion, the film that I've seen last year, I watched him play some games versus this year, he's getting the ball out on time. The game slowed down for him. It's easier for him to recognize when it's time to pull the ball down and run, and he's their leading rusher as well. So really impressed with the difference I've seen in his game the first part of this year.
Well, we'll have a chance to see him in action right here with Lincoln Tahi, as you mentioned. And an early flag on the play before we have anything in action. And it looks to be against the defense.
Yeah, and I think Skyridge today, offensively, they're coming out. They're going to try and, I'm sure they've got a list of plays they want to get through, execute. They want to get some of their playmakers the ball, kind of get them off early.
Sweetwine and shotgun. Tahi to his right. Gets the snap, fakes the handoff. Slant up the middle, and it's dropped.
Pass by Keneal Sweetwine, intended for number 15, Adam Warren.
A little bit behind on the throw. A little play action to try and move that middle linebacker out of the middle of the field. The slant from the slot receiver just a little behind him.
As a reminder, our play clock throughout this game will be unofficial. We'll try and do the best we can to keep it on track, as it's a screen pass to the far side. And dashing up the left sideline is Talmadge Oswald, the senior wide receiver. Talmadge has been impressive too. 9 receptions for 155 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, a good player. Hunter Sheffield did a fantastic job with that block on the outside. He's another playmaker Skyridge has.
So 1st and 10 now, ball at their own 39. Sweetwine in the backfield will get the shotgun snap. Pass outside once again finds Adam Warren this time, and it looks to be a first down.
Again, another nice throw all the way across the field to the far sideline on an out route. That's a strong arm into the wind, actually. I like what I've seen so far. At East, they're just sitting back in a cover 2, trying not to give up anything over the top, it looks like.
So quick pace. Here's Tahi up the middle. He looks like he's able to gain about 5 or 6.
Good strong run there. Good job by the offensive line.
Tahi actually has more reception yards than carrying yards. 49 yards on 14 carries, but 148 yards on 14 receptions. So here's Sweetwine again. This time it's 2nd and 5. Another quick pass. Tahi on the left. It's a swing route. And he is tackled immediately at the 50-yard line. Great tackle that time by Sebastian Aquino Navarro.
Yeah, really good job of recognizing that screen and getting out. He got around that block, made a nice play, and I think you see probably why Tahi's got so many yards is as soon as Sweetwine recognizes the defense dropping, he's just going to dump it off and let Tahi do the work.
Here's Sweetwine again. This time it's a 3rd down, and looks like they got the defense to jump once again. So now twice already in this first drive, they've been able to trick the Leopards defense into jumping early.
You know, East has always struggled with that. I called plays against East High School for a lot of years, and you could count on 4, 5, 6 of those every game. If you just get them off, especially on 3rd down, seems like they're fairly susceptible.
Well, you're talking about East. They're under new leadership this year under new head coach Joe Tukuafu, who just finished his college career at BYU only 3 years ago. So East obviously in a little bit of a rebuild here. What do you think their mindset is in this third game of the season? Still looking to get their first points and first win.
You know, you never want to talk about moral victories, especially at game 0-0 right now. But if they can compete, if they can make Skyridge work for everything they get, and frankly, if they can somehow find a way to score some points, they've been shut out their first 2 games against Mount Crest and Olympus. So really, they're looking for little things to build on. And, you know, if they can do some things tonight against Skyridge, who's heavily favored, that would be a good thing for East.
Another first down for Skyridge. Sweetwine rolls out, and it's intercepted in the backfield. What a play by East. And William Barlow returns it to the 30-yard line, and the Leopards have life early here in the first.
It looks like a little communication. Sweetwine's got his hands in the air. The receiver, I think it was Oswald, is who he's looking for. Almost looks like they're both saying, hey, what are you doing? Because I don't think that's where Sweetwine thought he was going to be. Great job defensively there for East. So now that's something that East can build on. Defensively, they've given up some points, but to get a stop here, first interception of the year for Sweetwine. Good start for East defense.
As you just mentioned, that's the first pick for Sweetwine. Very rare from what we've seen in the first 2 games. Now here's East with a chance to try and get a score on the board. Handoff to Tupu. And he gains about 3 yards off to the left side.
Really good job that time by the left side of the East offensive line. They got off the ball quick. That ball was snapped. They were moving. That's something that's always happened at East. Their offensive line, they get downhill hard. So we got an odd front from Skyridge early here with a nose guard. So a 3-4 defense. You're going to see at least one linebacker coming almost every play.
Shotgun play. Here's another handoff, this time off to the right. He's got some blockers. It's going to be close to a first down. We'll see if they give it to him.
Ball number 10, Simone Tupou.
And Tupou with another good carry, and they will give him the first down, brought to you by Edge Holmes.
It'll be first down for East.
Fantastic start for East offensively. A couple of nice plays. Almost looked like student body right where they pulled both guards. They outnumbered the defense, so it looks to be like they're playing defensively, they're playing the field side with their numbers, and so East will try and overload this short side of the field, see if they can't get a number advantage.
Shotgun, there's a handoff now off to the left side, and it's Otukolo who's dropped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2.
Braylon Sidwell with a great job defensively coming up, making a play in the backfield. East really has to stay ahead of the sticks. They can't really afford negative plays, especially as much as they run the ball. They haven't thrown the ball real well this year.
So East's first 2 games were against Mountain Crest and Olympus, where the first game against Mountain Crest they lost 38-0, and against the Titans they lost 52-0. But so far, I mean, we're only 4 minutes in here, but it's looking to show a little bit of fight here against the Falcons. Here's a handoff, and it's a QB draw up the middle. Cooley's going to take it, and he's going to be met once again behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to set up a 3rd and long.
A little bit of a kind of a quarterback counter there where the quarterback drops, sets one step, lets the guard and the tackle get out in front. A good job defensively that time by Skyridge not to let that pulling guard get out in front. He followed him, did a nice job, and picked up the quarterback. I think it was Moiai that made that play.
Here come the Leopards now on a long 3rd and 14. Shotgun formation. It's going to be a play-action pass. Roll out to the right. Here's Cooley. He's going to try and take it himself, and he's going to be met immediately by the Falcons defense. Great tackle that time by Talmadge Oswald.
Number 5, Easton Simmons.
Or excuse me, Easton Simmons.
Linebacker. Easton Simmons, number 5, linebacker.
That brings up 4th down.
And so now it'll be an early 4th down here for East.
East had their tight end dragging deep on an over route that time, and quarterback just didn't have time to look downfield because there was no safety deep that time.
Back to punt number 8, Joseph Cooley.
So the Falcons have another chance here to get some points on the board. Back to receive it is Briggs Parker. He's going up the middle, and he's got room. Off to the right. Can he return it for 6? He can't, but it's all the way down to the East 28-yard line.
Briggs Parker with a nice return. Good blocking. He found a seam and went north and south.
Number 8, the kicker, Joseph Cooley.
Briggs Parker, number 1, special teams.
So Briggs Parker, the senior, able to set up the Falcons in excellent field position, basically where they left off on their last drive. So Sweetwine with a chance to redeem himself after his first interception of the season.
Be interested to see if Skyridge will go to the ground game this early. East is sitting back in a cover 2.
Early motion by Tahi. Now it's a play action. Sweetwine's going to keep it up to the right. Met by the defenders, trucks him. Able to get a couple more yards out of it. And Keneal Sweetwine goes out of bounds after a gain of about 8 yards.
A little quarterback power there. Again, he play actions with a fly sweep to the left. Tries to get the linebacker just to step a little bit to give your offensive line a little bit better angle on that. A good job by the corner for East. Solomon coming up and making a play.
Here's Tahi on the handoff. He's got lots of room down to the 10. Flag on the play on the right side. Probably be a holding call against the offense.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call this back for a hold. And again, in a game like this, I know it's only 0-0, but as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking, okay, if we get up big, we can't really throw the ball in the second half, so all our run stuff's going to come second half. Work on the pass game this first half.
So lots of flags here early in this first quarter for both sides. And it's actually going to be a legal chop block, it looks like, on the offense. It'll set them back 10 yards for a 2nd and 20. Now they're back at East's 38.
So you got one safety deep, probably going to drop into a cover 3 kick where they'll roll the safety over the cornerback.
Here's Sweetwine with the pump fake. Now sets up a screen for Tahi. He's got room and blockers. Up to the 20, to the 10, and out of bounds at the 8-yard line. That'll set up a 1st and goal here for Skyridge. Actually, they're going to bring him back to the 12.
Really good job there, play call-wise. They had zone defense on this near side. They had man coverage on the top side. He ran a slant, brought the corner with him, and there was nobody outside to take Tahi.
So 1st and 10. Now it's a play action. Quick pass off to the left. And quickly taken down that time is Davis Fyans.
Again, a good job that time. Sweetwine drop, got the ball out quick. They're sitting in a zone defense here at the goal line, which invites a run if you're an offensive coordinator. But again, they may be looking to work some pass game now here at the goal line.
Sweetwine's going to roll. He's going to go for the end zone, and he's going to get there. Touchdown for Keneal Sweetwine. Falcons up first on the board.
Yeah, quarterback truck right there. Ran right over the defender, got into the end zone. Sweetwine looked good on that drive.
Sweetwine known to be able to use his legs. And that time he's able to get in. He's actually the team leader in rushing this season so far.
You know, we talked about this before the game. For Skyridge to go on and compete and win a state championship, it's really going to be a lot on his shoulders. Is obviously the quarterback, but he's also the leading rusher, team leader. And when I talked to him on the field, I was really impressed with his humility and his deflection of responsibility, giving his credit to the coaches. And
that was our first Direct Meds touchdown of the night and our first Live Fit Systems PAT. Falcons up 7-0 on the Leopards.
With affordable GLP-1 medication from Direct Meds, I've lost weight but gained lots of attention. From old college boyfriends, hi, to young college boys. Oh, honey. And my husband's obsessed.
She loves to make me jealous.
Well, as a woman over 50, losing weight was about as hard as getting my husband to cook anything but cereal.
Honey, where's the milk?
In your hand, babe.
Oh.
Visit directmeds.com today. Want to make out?
Sure.
Okay.
Welcome back out to Skyridge High School as we saw Keneal Sweetwine redeem himself after his early interception, run into the end zone for a touchdown. So, as we mentioned, that's going to be a key for the Falcons to really make it far, especially in the playoffs, with Sweetwine being able to use his legs. What do you want to see from this Falcons defense as they try to keep up after a early first down give up to East?
Well, a couple of times they gave up the edge. The first 2 run plays that East ran. I think they're going to look for those linebackers to come up and fill a little bit on that edge. But really, East hasn't scored any points this year, and if you're Skyridge, you don't want to be the first one they score on. So at least for the varsity kids that are going to play, early, that's going to be a focus, I would assume.
And Camille Sweetwine with the touchdown.
So here's Joseph Cooley and company trying to make some noise, and like Dave mentioned, get their first points of the season against a good Skyridge team. There's another handoff off to the right. They've had good blocks, but tripped up once again is Tupou after a gain of about 3.
Really good job that time by East Center. To be able to pull both guards, you have to control the nose guard, and he's done that a pretty good job early on of controlling that nose guard and allowing those 2 guards to pull. If that nose guard gets any pressure, any penetration at all, it really limits how much you could pull, and he's done a nice job so far inside. It looks like they're in a 40 front now.
Here's Cooley, and the ball is bobbled for a moment, and he is tackled immediately in the backfield. It'll set up a 3rd and long.
Looked like they were trying to go with a little counter there. I didn't see what happened in the backfield.
Griffin Coons and number 11, Harvey Maliak.
So Griffin Coons with the tackle, the senior linebacker. He leads the team in tackles per game, and he's been a force ever since last year, his junior year. We have some really good tacklers that we're watching here tonight on this Falcons team.
Yeah, really, really well-coached team. These kids play hard. They do their job. I think they may have had one breakdown defensively on that first drive, but East missed the guy deep, so they didn't get hurt by it. But, yeah, tons of talent.
Quick pass out to the far side. And after a gain of 1 or 2, East is going to be tackled once again. Falcons with another good stop.
I like that play call. We used to run something similar, a little bit of a tunnel screen there, but he would come all the way in and follow some blockers. That time he didn't have any linemen come out to block, so he had to come back out and try and make a guy miss on his own, and it didn't work out there.
That brings up a 4th down brought to you by Uncommon Effect. And let's see if Skyridge can get another good return out of Parker. He'll take it once again, this time at the 30, makes a man miss. Out to 35, 40, makes another one miss. There he's at the 50, somehow gets past blockers, and they're going to call him out of bounds once again. But Briggs Parker now with some electric returns so far for Skyridge.
Pretty gutsy that time. He caught the ball with someone bearing down on him. Made a nice play. That's always, especially as an offensive coach, always something that you stress is possession of the ball. Make sure that if there's any question, fair catch that. He wanted another return.
As we get ready for this Falcons offense to come back on the field, one name we haven't called so far here in this first is senior wide receiver Hunter Sheffield. He has 10 receptions for 131 yards, 2 touchdowns, including one last week that was featured on SportsCenter's Top 10, where he placed number 3. Looking to see if they'll get him involved here on their 3rd drive of the game. But so far, it seems like it's been a lot of run and quick screenplay and quick wideout options. Haven't really seen them go deep so far.
And I think that might just be a function of East sitting in a too deep cover. Sweetwine's read is going to be take the ball that's there, take what they're giving you, and they haven't really given anything up over the top. But he's got enough playmakers that I think they're going to go. There's a cap blitz from the top side.
And it's going to be a fake. Sweetwine's going to keep it. He's got room to the 20, to the 10. They won't catch him. Touchdown, Skyridge.
That time East came with a blitz from that weak side. The kick-out block picked him up. There was nobody there. Sweetwine outran the defense. What an athlete.
And the team leader in rushing is making sure he can keep that category in his position tonight. Keneal making up for that early interception with 2 touchdowns now on the ground.
13, QB, Vincent. Up the way out, 50, O-line.
Yeah, there's no defense that can really stop a quarterback who can both throw and run the ball, and especially when you've got play calling that focuses on both aspects of the offense.
And that Live Fit Systems PAT is no good, so the Falcons lead it 13-0 against the Leopards. Welcome back out to Skyridge High School here in Lehigh as the Falcons lead at 13-0 against the East Leopards thanks to a couple of Direct Meds touchdowns by Keneal Sweetwine on the ground. Last one going for long from just about the 40-yard line. Here's East with a chance to get a good return out, and they get it past the 25 to the 26. But so far, it's been all Falcons.
By number 11.
Yeah, East has had a little bit of success with some of that student body right, student body left, where they're pulling both guards. But
47-yard run.
they'd done well because they'd been able to control that nose guard. It looks like Skyridge is switching it up now. They got an even front. It's a little different blocking pattern there. We'll see if they can still get the edge or if they try and get up underneath those tackles. Actually, they're in a 30 front again.
So after an early first down, nothing's been going for the Leopards here on the road. Here's Cooley. He's going to fake the handoff. He's met immediately by the defense, but he finds a receiver for a nice gain of about 6 or 7 yards. Nice catch that time by Carmelo Tuamoheloa. Apologies for the
really good job that time by Cooley. You always worry about your quarterback when somebody's right in their face and they know they're going to have to take a hit, and especially when it's a young kid. He did a nice job. Got the ball out on time, took a hit. Nice play there.
2 wideouts to the far side. Here's Cooley once again in the backfield. 2nd and 3. Bobbled snap once again. It's a QB draw, and he's maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, if that.
Keep by quarterback number 8.
That time, Skyridge showing inside blitz. I think his eyes were a little bit off the ball. He was looking at that A-gap blitzer coming.
And number 7, Gennaro Guilford.
So that will set up a 3rd and 3 from the 39-yard line. East looking to get their second first down of the game. Reminder, our first down's brought to you by Edge Homes.
See if we get a hard count from East here.
So East in shotgun once again. Bunch formation. Early motion to the receiver. And it's going to be a handout to the far side. That's read by that Skyridge defense. And they're driven back 6 or 7 yards. So East once again denied on getting a first down.
Yeah, that's a tough ask to reach block that guy's safety coming down hard. There's really nobody that is assigned to block that safety. And when he comes down and make a play like that, 3rd and 3, I like a downhill run. Side to side, sometimes it gets a little strung out, especially in those 3rd and short situations where the defense is going to play closer to the line of scrimmage. Tough to get outside like that.
So here's the punt. It's also made by Joseph Cooley. And Briggs is going to make a fair catch at the 39-yard line. That'll set the Falcons offense looking to get back-to-back-to-back scores. But so far we've seen a heavy run game here by this Skyridge team here in the first.
Yeah, although a couple of them have been called. Some of them have been off schedule where Sweetwine recognized defense was dropping hard into his zone and he pulled it down and ran it. So I expect we'll probably still see some throwing. But it does look like they can run all over them if they want.
1st and 10 for Sweetwine and company. 3 receivers to the far boundary. It's going to be a fake handoff and an early pass with a nice spin move to the outside for a first down.
Oh.
Great job that time by Davis Fyans, the senior wide receiver, with another catch and another first down.
Looks like we're going to get a hold on the receiver on the outside there. Now, I don't know if that was the perfect play call or if that was an RPO, but as soon as East brought their 2 inside linebackers out, they knew that they had numbers on the outside, and he, I don't know if he pulled it and threw it because it was a read or if it was already a play call, but a good job there by Skyridge. Unfortunately, those receivers have a tough job blocking on the outside. Easy for an official to throw a flag on those guys.
Yeah, those quick screen plays are hard for those receivers to get decent holding against the defenders, and that time the penalty will go against him. Now it's going to set up a 1st and 13 now. Here's Sweetwine back to pass. And now he is going to go deep, and he's got a man wide open. It's Oswald! And he's going to take it to the end zone for another Falcons touchdown.
Number 5, Talbot Oswald.
Yeah, pretty good job there. They looked outside. He almost looked like he was in a pump fake the screen. Ran a slot fade, and Oswald wide open for, it looks like, his 3rd touchdown of the year.
Skyridge dominating early, and there's another Direct Meds touchdown, the 3rd of the first quarter here for Skyridge, as they're still looking to make some noise here in the 2025 season.
We used to call that a sucker route. Anytime you'd give a little pump fake, you'd run a couple of outside screens. He faked like he was in a block for a second and then released for the touchdown.
PAT is good. They're now 2 for 3, and Skyridge leads it 20-0 here with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Welcome back out to the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Nate Thatcher alongside Dave Harrison. And Dave, this is really what a lot of people are expecting here. After an early interception, Skyridge has taken massive control of this game with perfect defense for the most part. And on the other side, it's been all Keneal Sweetwine.
Yeah, it's, if you even just look at the sideline, East, I think we counted 29 or 30 players in uniform. And so the longer this game goes, the more exposed those numbers are going to be, those low numbers. You got to hand it to East. They're not making mistakes. They're battling as hard as they can. It's just when you're overmatched at a lot of the different positions, it's tough to do much against the Skyridge team that's as well coached as they are.
Number 5, Talbot Oswald.
So Hosni Suleiman with the catch on the kickoff for the Leopards. It'll set up East near the 25. So Joseph Cooley and company
On the kickoff tackle, number 18.
will get ready to try and get another first down. It seems like on first down they do have some momentum with a good play, but then they seem to be faulty on 2nd and 3rd down and end up having to punt. So here's another quick pass, but it's overthrown and an early incompletion way over the receiver, William Barlow, on the far side.
A little bit off of the ball handling there. He bobbled the snap a little bit. It looked like the mesh on the fake was a little off, and as a result, unable to set his feet and make a good throw. The fact that Skyridge was in the backfield wasn't very helpful either.
So here's East on a 2nd and 10. 2 receivers outside. And it's going to be a handoff to the left. Another good run for a gain of about 3. It's been all Solomon Tupou early on for this Leopard squad, but he hasn't seemed to be able to get past that first down marker. A lot of lead blockers he has to follow behind, and it seems to stumble pretty quickly.
Yeah, did a good job following his blocker there. Just a little bit better job defensively there by
10, Dylan Hyde also
by Skyridge. Now, I'm thinking as a play caller, 3rd down, it's going to be tough to try and get anything over the top. But 1st and 2nd down,
And the snap is over the head of the Leopards offense. It's still on the ground, but it looks like Joseph Cooley was able to recover it, but it goes all the way back to their own 8-yard line.
Man, that's tough. All 3 plays this possession, there was an issue with the snap, and it throws your timing off. There's nothing you can do when the snap is off because everybody's steps are off. Everybody's based, their timing's based on the ball getting there and handled, and man, that makes it tough on an offense when you can't get the snap.
Cooley being asked to do everything but coach here tonight. Quarterback, punting, playing defense now. And he gets a good one out of his own end zone.
After almost getting drilled.
A good bounce that will go out to the 42-yard line. So with just under 30 seconds left, that's how much Sweetwine will have until we head over to the second quarter. But East really shooting themselves here in the foot early on, and it's allowing Skyridge to set themselves up in really good field territory.
Yeah, they've started this their 3rd time. Their side, the east side of the 50.
Fans on the sideline. That's your Skyridge cheer and stunt crew.
We'll see how much they try and spread the ball around. They've got
You can get
Sweetwine with a couple of touchdowns.
Area.
Oswald with a touchdown. See if they can't get Sheffield and Ty involved here.
And he's looking that way. Here's Sheffield with the catch of the 30, trying to make a man miss. And he is taken out of bounds near the 25-yard line. So just as we mentioned, Hunter Sheffield, you needing to get involved. There he is right there on that first down.
Really good job recognizing the defense there where they rolled up on the other side tight and dropped this corner deep into a cover 3. He just took the 10-yard out. It was a really nice throw.
Here's a handoff for Tahi. He takes it down to the 19. Very bullish runner as he takes it inside the 20.
You could just feel these Skyridge offensive linemen wanting to run downhill. Every time they've run downhill, they're pancaking guys.
And it looks like that'll do it here for this first quarter. Skyridge on top of the East Leopards 20-0 here on the Rewind Sports Network. We'll see you in the second quarter.
With affordable GLP-1 medication from Direct Meds, I've lost weight but gained lots of attention. From old college boyfriends, hi, to young college boys. Oh, honey. And my husband's obsessed.
She loves to make me jealous.
Well, as a woman over 50, losing weight was about as hard as getting my husband to cook anything but cereal.
Honey, where's the milk?
In your hand, babe.
Oh.
Visit directmeds.com today. Want to make out?
Sure.
Okay.
Welcome back out to Skyridge High School here in Lehigh, Utah for a Friday night edition of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Nate Thatcher alongside Dave Harrison as we bring you this game brought to you by Fluence. Here's Sweetwine with a quick pass here to start the second. And a nice move that time by Tahi as he takes it inside the 10 for another first down for Skyridge.
Solomon Tupou, number 10 for East, did a fantastic job of shedding his block, but then unable to keep his balance. Tahi made a nice run there. Nice move.
So the Falcons going to go quick. Here's Tahi just bulldozing defenders as he takes it down to the 2.
Great job up front by Skyridge.
Running on the right side. Following number 54, Soren Christiansen.
Tanner Roberts, the offensive line coach, does a fantastic job.
Sets up an Elite Terminal Services second down and goal from the 2-yard line. It's been all Tahi here on this drive besides that pass to Sheffield to end the first. Here's Sweetwine. And he's going to fake the handoff and instead throw a touchdown off to Moiai for another 6 for Skyridge.
Moiai, nice job there. It looked like Sweetwine had a pick of 2 receivers or run it in, and he decided to get another, instead of running another way, and he got a touchdown pass there. But again, that play action held those linebackers inside. There was nobody outside at all.
Moiai committed earlier this year to play at the University of Arizona, a 3-star player, able to get the reception that time. And it's the first passing touchdown for Sweetwine as the Falcons lead at 26-0. PAT is up and in, and Skyridge looking to send their fans home early with a running clock in the second half as they lead it big here in the second quarter. And the Falcons will kick it off from their own 40 as they lead it big here on their home turf. Here come the Leopards trying to return it, and they'll be tackled at their own 18.
Returned by number...
Yeah, this Skyridge team is loaded. Moiai. We talked about Lincoln Tahi. Anybody who's a Minnesota Vikings fan will recognize that Tahi name. His dad, Fau, who's a coach here for Skyridge, led the way for Adrian Peterson all those years up in Minnesota.
To talk a little bit about East, now they're in 4A here in Utah, and actually in the preseason poll, they were picked to win their Region 10. It is a fairly weak region across the board, but people had high confidence in Joe's team in his first season at the helm. But as we've said, they have yet to score their first points of the season, but that could change. Here's Tupou with a big run out to the 40.
Great job that time. Good play action from the quarterback, or I mean, he handed it off, but he ran. Cooley ran like he had the ball. Did a really good job that time. Pulled the linebackers out. The biggest play of the night for East. Yeah, East, it doesn't matter how good your guys are, but if you've only got 29 guys or 35 guys or whatever, it's hard to even field a full team for practice. And so they're a little bit behind the 8 ball, especially playing against 6A teams like Skyridge. But I'm telling you what, they're gutting it out and they're playing hard.
Cooley's going to fake the handoff once again, but the Falcons defense read it as well. It's a drop of about 1 yard on the play.
Yeah, good job again rallying that time by Skyridge.
Stopped by number 5, Easton Simmons.
So Simmons with another stop. He's been fairly active here in this first half, but he's still looking to get something going besides that really big run by Tupou. Just haven't seen him to find any big explosive plays here in this first half. Only one really good chunk of yardage.
Now, without the threat of throwing the ball over the top, Skyridge can play everybody close to the line of scrimmage.
Here's Tupou out to the left side, and he is just met immediately for a loss of 2.
Tackle in the backfield.
And when you're not as fast defensively as they are, offensively as they are defensively, you really got to get downhill, take what is there. If it's a 3-4 yard pickup, that's a good run. They have not had any luck in the last couple of series going outside. They're losing yards every time they do it. So
sets up a heroic.com 3rd down with 12 yards to go. Ball on their own 38-yard line. We haven't really seen Cooley pass a long pass over the middle, a lot of screen play, a lot of quick wideout passes, but nothing deep so far. Let's see what they come up here. It's going to be a play action. He's got a man out there, but it's intercepted. Briggs Parker with the pick, and he's got room, and he'll run it out back to the 45-yard line. And Skyridge with momentum now on both sides.
It's really tough to go deep on a team when you don't have time to set your feet in the pocket. And that time I think they did a good job. It was a good concept. He just got rid of the ball about a step too soon, and that wasn't really his fault. That was the defense that caused that. So I like the play call. I mean, if he has another half second or a second to hold the ball, there's nobody there. I mean, he's got his man open.
So the Leopards will take a timeout. We'll take it with them as they currently trail it 27-0 here in the second quarter. We welcome you back out to Skyridge High School on a beautiful Friday night. Lots of family and friends out here enjoying some beautiful scenery out there on the south end zone hill, basking in the sunlight and hoping to bask in another touchdown here by their home squad Falcons, as it's been all Keneal Sweetwine and company here in the first half. So 1st and 10 ball in East territory, and here's Sheffield on a screen inside. He's got blockers and a first down out to the 31.
I love the tunnel screen. It works nearly every time. If you can get your offensive line timed up right, that's a beautiful play.
For another Falcon.
Gives those offensive linemen a chance to go down and hit a safety or a corner, too.
Here's a handoff to Tahi, and he's met by about 5 Leopard defenders, but still able to gain about 5 yards on that play. He didn't have any blockers, but he's carrying defenders with him.
And East is saying that they recovered a fumble.
Part of the tackle made by 54, Demola Bernard.
I bet they give it to East.
A flag on the play.
So we'll see who the flag is against. East pointing at Skyridge, but let's see which way they move the ball.
Oh, God.
And that is tough to see, an illegal substitution on East. And that'll set up a 1st and 5.
Somebody's getting yelled at.
So here's Sweetwine in the backfield once again, looking to go deep. He's got a wide open receiver headed to the end zone for another touchdown.
Right, connects number 9, Orion Sanders.
And Sanders with the touchdown. And it's all Skyridge here in the second quarter.
I like that play concept a lot. They went trips, And all three receivers, the outside guy ran a fade. Number 2 receiver just kind of waited for that safety to clear out. The number 3 receiver ran a post right in front of the safety, and there was nobody to cover that seam route. And a nice throw there by Sweetwine.
And it is looking like a Falcons practice here on a Friday night as the Life Fit Systems PAT is up and good. Skyridge looking to move to 3-0 as they lead it 34-0 here in the second quarter. Falcons currently leading at 34-0. That's what a lot of people in the media expected coming into tonight's game. East still yet to score their first points of the season against any opponent. And Skyridge, their offense has been humming on all cylinders besides that early interception by Sweetwine.
Yeah, and that one looked like it was a miscommunication based on kind of the reaction from both the quarterback and the receiver.
So touchback here for the Leopards, so they'll start at their own 30-yard line.
That touchdown with 8 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first half of play.
A reminder, our play clock tonight is going to be unofficial.
East has moved the ball okay at times, but they really need to get downhill a little bit more. I think that, picking up 4 or 5 yards on first down and then running a sweep to the outside and losing 5, kind of counterproductive. I think they just need to keep downhill, take what Skyridge gives them.
Skyridge Falcons 34.
So here's Cooley and company. Early motion. And he is going to hand it off. It's out to the far side for a gain of about 2 on the play. Run that time by Kime Lao.
Sukafina did a nice job that time, stringing that ball out. Did his job, made the running back go to the sideline.
Number 7, Gennaro Guilford.
Not a bad pickup, though.
So 2nd and 7 now for this Leopard squad. A reminder, our second downs are brought to you by Elite Terminal Services.
You may get a little play action pass like we saw that last series to the tight end. It doesn't really look like there's paying much attention to him.
Tupou's going to take it once again, but he is just met immediately on that right side.
Number 10, Solomon A.
Yeah, that's a tough job running back for East High School tonight. This Skyridge team is rallying hard to the ball, and again, when you don't have time to set your feet and throw the ball over the top, you can afford to bring your safeties down into the run box and really stifles the East opportunities.
So a 3rd down and 8 now. East at their own 22-yard line. Looking to get their 3rd first down of the first half. Cooley in the backfield. Tupou to his right. 2 receivers out to the far side. And it's going to be a play-action rollout to his right. Cooley's got a man. It's caught. Here's Vaki. He gets a first down and makes it out to the 36-yard line.
Really nice job that time. East sold that play action really well. Sealed the edge, got outside. Good throw that time by Cooley.
Number 10.
But again, East, occasionally they're putting a play or two together. They need to make 4 or 5 of them in a row. But at least they're getting the snaps down. This series has been much better than the last one as far as ball handling in the backfield.
So after that play, it looks like Vaki a little bit shaken up, taken to the sidelines. We'll hope he's okay. Here's Cooley, another handoff to Tupou. Follows some blockers and carries some defenders. And Tupou just a physical back. Ball seems to be out. We've got a Skyridge player pointing their direction, but it looks like they're going to call him down.
The beanbag came out, which means that was considered a fumble. East must have got it back. Really good job that time. Anytime you run stretch zone, your job is as soon as you can put your foot in the ground and get north and south, that's what you do. He did a nice job finding that seam.
And Tupou now shaken up after that play, grabbing his right arm after a gain of maybe 1 yard on that play.
And it's not like there's a whole bunch of guys over on that east sideline that can come in.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to replace key contributors as a lot of these guys are playing both sides of the ball. So 2nd and 8, here's Cooley in the backfield. Now he's going to fake the handoff to Otukolu and trying to get a roll-up pass. It's almost intercepted, but then it's caught by one of his offensive linemen.
Blocked by Skyridge's number
Maybe
5.
gained a yard.
And then caught by number
63. At Tuate Tonga.
That's
His first reception of the year.
So the offensive line contributing in more ways than one here in this first half.
Yeah,
And
right guard's their second leading receiver.
Yes, it's something's better than nothing. 3rd and 7 now. About 5.5 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Reminder, our clock is unofficial here at Rewind Sports Network. Motion to the receiver. They're going to hand it off again, this time out to the far side, and Skyridge there once again. They are just all over this East offense, especially moving left to right.
I'll tell you what, Griffin Coons is a good football player. He did a great job that time, recognized it, shot the gap, made a play in the backfield. And again, East side to side on 3rd down, it's tough against a team that's faster than you are.
Number 0, linebacker. Briggs Parker, number 1, special teams.
So Briggs Parker back to receive another punt, and he's had a pretty good first half here. Almost housed 2 of them, but it was his foot that stepped out of bounds, limiting him from going all the way. Let's see if he can take this one to the house. Lots of pressure against Cooley as he looks to punt, and Parker fumbles the punt return, and it looks like East has recovered on Skyridge's 41-yard line, and they call it. Big turnover that time by the home squad.
We talked about it earlier. He caught a punt in the first quarter with pressure on him. And that time, he was a little deep. They're kicking into the wind. The ball held up, and so he was going to catch that no matter what. It was a little shorter than he anticipated, just wasn't able to handle it. So we'll see if East has something in their back pocket on this first down after a turnover, see if they can't get something in the end zone.
So although Skyridge is leading here by 34 points, they're actually losing the turnover battle here in the first half.
Man coverage on the outside.
Here's a handoff off to the right side. Pickup of about 1 that time by the senior running back, Aseli Otukolo, who's subbing in for the injured Tupou, who's still on the sideline.
Falcons stopped by number 18, Bo Sharp, number 0, Griffin Coons.
Sets up a 2nd and 9 here. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. And this is the best chance the Leopards have had all evening to try and get some points on the board.
Yeah, and, again, Skyridge is bringing everybody up into the run box. They don't have any safeties that are really playing deep. And so you've got corners on an island all by themselves. It might not be a bad idea to ISO your best guy on the outside and throw it up and see if something good happens.
And it's a fake. Here's Cooley up the middle. Linebackers read that immediately, and he maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Ball number 8, Joseph Cooley.
Yeah, I mean, you got 5, 6 guys blocking 7 or 8. That's a tough ask.
Griffin Coons, number 0.
Good to see Tupou back in the game as he jogs back in for this 3rd down. But if East can't capitalize on this really good field position that they got because of that fumble by Briggs, I mean, it's going to be a tough hope for them in that second half to try and get any points at all.
Yeah, this is a big play for them. And I would think maybe you go for it on 4th, and so you're okay with a 5-yard pickup here.
Tupou out to the right, maybe a gain of 1, which would set up about a 4th and 8.
Carrying the ball.
So let's see what they come up with right here, and it looks to be like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think it's the best field position you've had. They've got to have some play, some counter off of that fly sweep that they've been running the whole game. They have come back a couple of times with a bootleg off of that. Maybe they go back to that tight end pop, let it ride out a little bit, see if he can't clear a safety.
So 4th and 8 here for the Leopards. Cooley's going to roll out to his left. He's pressured. Can he get the ball out? He does. But his receiver's behind it. The intended receiver that time was Winston Creer. Not able to get to the ball in time. And that'll be a turnover on downs for the Leopards on an uncommon effect 4th down. So Skyridge now with the chance to do a little bit of a 2-minute drill here in the first half.
And you always love these opportunities in OC because it's one thing to practice it in practice against your own team that knows your signs and your calls. it's really beneficial to be able to do this at the end of a half and try and score right as the clock winds down.
So here's Sweet Wine and Company looking to get some more points on the board. He gets the pass. He's pressured early, so he's going to dive up the middle, and he's going to get to close to the first down marker, and they're going to give it to him. So that's another first down here for Sweet Wine.
Breakdown that time on the offensive line. They brought they showed the A-gap blitz right off the bat. Nobody touched him. Sweet Wine, just being a great athlete, made him miss.
So he gets the first down, collection and shotgun. He's going to go deep. He's got a man out there. It's caught. Here's Hunter into the end zone for another touchdown. And the Falcons are having a lot of fun here in this second quarter.
Yeah, East that time. The first time this series, they dropped into a prevent defense, a little cover 3. And the rule is you never let anybody behind you in the corner. Got caught staring in the backfield. Hunter goes over the top for the touchdown. So that's just discipline by your DBs. They've got to know where the deepest guy is and make sure you stay behind him. And that's just, bad eye discipline there.
There's another Direct Meds touchdown and another botched PAT by this Falcons squad. So they currently lead at 40-0 with 1:24 left to go here in the first half.
With affordable GLP-1 medication from Direct Meds, I've lost weight but gained lots of attention. From old college boyfriends, hi, to young college boys, oh, honey. And my husband's obsessed.
She loves to make me jealous.
Well, as a woman over 50, losing weight was about as hard as getting my husband to cook anything but cereal.
Honey, where's the milk?
In your hand, babe.
Oh.
Visit directmeds.com today. Want to make out?
Sure.
Okay.
Out to Lehigh, Utah, as Skyridge is looking to maybe dump triple digits here. I mean, they've got 40 points here in this first half. Obviously, they'll probably put some depth chart guys there in the second half, but they've really been able to do just really anything they want here in this first half.
Yeah, outside of the turnovers, they've really looked sharp. Sweet Wine, man, he's as advertised. He looks like an entirely different player from what I saw last year. And last year he was a great player. He just wasn't as polished. And coming out today, he's made good reads. He's taken the passes that are there that are short. When he sees somebody over the top, he's had enough time to get the ball there, and he's done a nice job delivering the ball on time.
Typically known as a really good runner quarterback, it seems like his pocket presence has been much improved than it was before.
Yeah, definitely. Last year, watching one of their games, I made the comment to one of the other coaches, if Sweetwine just ran the ball every play, they'd win the game. And they ended up losing the game because he threw a couple of picks, and now you can see the maturity has definitely come into play.
So East now with 1:24 to go, and with a lot of run plays, we'll see if they can score. And there's another fumble. Tupou loses it, but somehow gets it back, but it's a loss of 10 yards as they're back at their own 10-yard line.
I thought Griffin Coons was going to pick that up and scoop and score.
Coons is a menace for the Falcons defense. Almost picked up a really big fumble recovery. He already has one sack on the season and an interception. That would have been another big stat.
As hard as Skyridge is coming, if East had that same tunnel screen that we saw Skyridge run earlier, man, they might be running for days because they're bringing everybody and they're coming hard.
So here's another handoff to Tupou. He'll gain about 5 yards on the play, make it 6. And they're not. It doesn't look like East is looking to score. They're just looking to end this first half quickly.
Yeah, because typically, especially, you haven't done anything. Throw one up deep, maybe you get a PI. Maybe something happens. But you're right. It looks like in fact, they won't even run another play probably if that's what they're trying to do is just run the clock out before the half. There's only 10 seconds left in the half.
So a 3rd and 13 here. They are going to run one more play. Here's Tupou. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that will do it here for this first half. Skyridge absolutely dominating the 4A Leopards here on their home turf. as they're looking to move to an easy 3-0 to start this 2025 season. We'll see you for second half action here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com.
With the score on the field, East High School 0, Skyridge 40.
Hi, I'm Austin Strong, CEO of Tab Bank. As a former high school athlete in the state of Utah, I recognize how big of a role high school sports can play in developing student athletes' lives, even outside of the sports they play. For me, high school sports taught me how to work as a team, how to lead through adversity, how to share success, and how to face all challenges. While I didn't become a professional athlete, it was these skills that gave me a head start in life after my high school career was over. That's why Tab Bank is proud to sponsor KSL Sports Rewind's mission to highlight and promote student athletes and the communities in which they play. As a proud Bonneville Laker, I know the importance of the role a community plays in the success of a team, and I wanted to create a banking environment that gave our customers that Friday Night Lights feeling of community and togetherness. Our goal is to provide you a premium banking experience that will help aid you to accomplish any goal that you have in your life. We believe that whether you are a heavy favorite or the battle-tested underdog, Tab Bank can provide you a winning game plan for any of your financial needs.
Out to Skyridge High School here for Friday in action of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com as the Skyridge Falcons currently lead the East Leopards 40-0. Nate Thatcher alongside Dave Harrison. And Dave, I mean, we saw a lot of different things from that Falcons offense in the first half. They were able to run the ball effectively in the first quarter. Second quarter, it seems like they got things going through the air a little bit more. What seemed to be the key for them to just go wild with their offense in that first half?
Well, I think that East really came out fired up in that first quarter. They stopped them on that first drive. But once that happened, Skyridge really kind of settled into their offense. They did have the wind behind them in that second quarter. They were able to pretty much pick the receiver they wanted to throw to and got him the ball. And I think the other thing that happens as a coach is you're not going to be able to throw the ball. I mean, Skyridge isn't going to come out and throw it all over the field up 40 in the second half. And so I think that your play calling kind of will reflect that when you're going to run the ball in the second half. You'll throw the ball a little bit more in the second quarter. So that may be a product of just kind of the competition of the situation.
And we talked about it in the first half. I mean, you don't like to talk about moral victories, but, I mean, what are you looking for East if you're just trying to come out with something positive?
Well, biggest thing at this point is you want to come out healthy. You want all your guys available for region play, especially when you've only got 40 or however many kids on the roster. I think that they may have a chance to play against the second team from Skyridge a little bit more in this second half. So for them to maybe put together a sustained drive, and obviously they want to score points. That would be a huge step for East to be able to score some points tonight.
Yeah, as we mentioned in that first half, they're still looking to score their first points of the season, get anything on the board, and that would be huge. I mean, second stringers or not, to score against a team like Skyridge, I mean, that could be some really positive momentum.
Yeah, that would be huge. It would be something that coaches could focus on, they would feel good about, the kids are going to talk about it. The likelihood, I don't know how likely it is, but we'll see if they come out with a wrinkle or anything in this second half that they picked up at halftime and talked about.
As a reminder, because of the score, it will be a running clock here in this second half. Here's a handoff to Tupou. He goes up the gut for a gain of about 3 yards. He was very active in that first half. Got a little bit banged up, but, I mean, obviously they've been only running a couple of different plays, and it seems to all center around number 10.
Yeah, he's done a good job. He's run hard. And, the East offensive line has done a good job at the first level. But they're not able to come off of their double teams to get to those linebackers, and so the Skyridge linebackers really are going untouched in the run game. Makes it tough going for East.
Set up an elite terminal services second down, and Skyridge meets them in the backfield. Great tackle that time by Rex Caswell, the junior linebacker, for a loss of about 3.
Again, he timed that up. You know, you don't know if East is changing their cadence at all or if they're going on one every time. It looked like, based on the timing of that they're going on one an awful lot.
It seems like on a lot of these third downs, East is like to go with a rollout option, try and find a receiver somewhere in the middle of the field. They just haven't been able to connect on those plays yet.
Yeah, again, they just haven't had a ton of time.
So here's Cooley in the backfield. And now it's just going to be a straight-up pass. He's going deep on the far side, got a man, and they're going to throw a flag. That's going to be pass interference against the corner, Adam Warren, that time on the coverage.
And, you know, sometimes you just got to throw it up and see if your guy can go make a play, or maybe you're going to get a pass interference. That's the first time we've really seen East take a 3-step drop, put it up. Timing was good. The ball was a little overthrown, but there's going to be a 15-yard pass interference called on Skyridge. So one of East's best plays right there.
William Barlow was the intended receiver, the sophomore. So now that sets up a 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line. So, I mean, flag or not, a little bit of momentum. The ball has moved up the field now for the Leopards.
Yeah, and it looks like Skyridge has got a lot of their starters on the sideline.
Here's early pressure, and the ball is loose. The Leopards look to have picked it up, but actually they're going to say it's Falcons' ball. So our first turnover here of the second half, and it's Skyridge now taking away the momentum we just talked about for East.
Well, you know, the Skyridge coaches aren't holding back. They sent blitzers again on that play. 22 came through untouched. That hurried the quarterback up. He knew he had to get the handoff, and it just screwed the timing up there. And
so it looks like Keneal Sweetwine's evening is done, as we were alluding to there in that first half. So it'll be the the sophomore quarterback, Jagger Fontaine, that's in instead. Tahi up the middle with the run. That'll gain about 4 on the play, set up a 2nd and 6. So if you are Jagger Fontaine, I mean, now you're having substantial minutes with a whole second half in front of you. What would be your goal if you're a backup quarterback looking to get some minutes?
Well, a lot of it is going to depend on the play calls, right? You want to make sure that you get everybody in position, that you're loud. A lot of times your backup quarterback comes in, he's a little timid, so you want to be loud, you want to be assertive, you want to take control.
And a nice easy pass to the outside that time by Fontaine. Oswald, the senior wide receiver, gets the catch for an easy first down. So some nice easy throws here to start off Fontaine's evening.
Yeah, and you like to see that. Obviously you don't want to see Skyridge trying to throw the ball over the top up 40, but let your backup come in, find some rhythm, make some throws, do the things that you practice all week.
A reminder, our clock is not official on our end, so we're a little bit behind. But here's a handoff up the middle. Tahi's got wide open room, and there's another touchdown for Skyridge here in the third quarter.
Yeah, really good job again by the Skyridge offensive line. Tahi made a couple of little cuts, but really untouched into the end zone.
Lincoln's had a really impressive evening as well. I mean, we've been talking about Sweetwine, but Lincoln has been very impressive in trucking through defenders, but also playing well in the open field.
Yeah, he's quick. He's decisive when he puts his foot in the dirt to go north and south. He makes that decision quick, and he's a powerful runner. You know, obviously the bloodlines are strong in that family.
So the PAT is up and in, and that will do it for that drive by the Falcons, as they now lead at 47-0 here against this East squad that's looking to get their first points of the season. This is the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com.
With affordable GLP-1 medication from Direct Meds, I've lost weight but gained lots of attention. From old college boyfriends, hi, to young college boys. Oh, honey. And my husband's obsessed.
She loves to make me jealous.
Well, as a woman over 50, losing weight was about as hard as getting my husband to cook anything but cereal.
Honey, where's the milk?
In your hand, babe.
Oh.
Visit directmeds.com today. Want to make out?
Sure.
Okay.
Welcome back out to Skyridge High School. As we remind you, this third quarter is brought to you by Fluence Media. And the Falcons are having, I guess you could call it a night of their own, an extra practice, as they lead it by basically the half-century mark, 47-0. And that's now with a backup quarterback in on that last drive, Jagger Fontaine, but it was all Lincoln Tahi to take it into the end zone for 6. So East with another opportunity before that fumble. They had a lot of momentum on their side. So let's see what they can come up with.
Third quarter of play.
Yeah, they've got to do something play calling wise to combat the pressure that Skyridge is bringing. They've got to have a screen. They've got to have something that's going to combat that. And so far, I haven't seen that in their play calling or their offense yet. You know, for Skyridge, this is kind of a game they've been playing really good teams. They played a good Liberty team. They go to Idaho, play Highland. They go to Cherry Creek, Colorado. So for them, this is kind of a nice rest game in between some of those bigger teams that they're playing.
And it's going to be a fake. Here's Cooley up the far side. Nice gain at 9 on the keeper that time on the right side.
Yeah, a little quarterback counter there. A nice job. Again, the center does a nice job down blocking the nose guard.
2nd and 1, Leopards.
Gave that guard room to get around and kick that end out.
I have to think Joseph Cooley's going to need a couple ice packs. He's used his legs. He's used his arm. I mean, he's just doing everything tonight here for the C squad.
Offense, defense, special teams. He's doing it all, that's for sure. He's going to need an ice bath or 3, I think.
So 2nd and 1 now. High pressure here by Skyridge. Tupou's met immediately for a loss of 1. Falcons loaded the box on that 2nd down.
Yeah, that time the interior of the defensive line, 99, blew that up. He wasn't going to get blocked again. I think he might have got tired of getting blocked.
So that sets up a 3rd and 2 now for East.
Carter Sayu, the defensive end there with the tackle that last time for Skyridge. They got 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, 3 guys next to the line of scrimmage. That's tough to run against.
It's a keeper, and Cooley's trying to go to the outside, but once again, without going to the middle and going lateral, it's actually going to be a loss of yardage.
Running left side.
And again, you know, we've seen that almost every time they get to 3rd down. They're going sideline to sideline, and they did have the one tight end pop that they attempted that got intercepted. But again, I would like to see him try and attack the middle of the field behind those linebackers, because they're not dropping, right? They're coming forward as soon as the ball snapped. Skyridge is coming forward to the ball. And
so Joseph Cooley's slow to get up after that play. We'll take a timeout as they attend to him here on the sidelines as they currently trail Skyridge 47-0. And it's good to see that Cooley was able to get off under his own will, walk over to the sideline gingerly. But, I mean, now you're going to have a new player kind of doing everything here for this East squad.
Skyridge might come after this.
They do. It's going to be a low punt. Looks to be tipped. And so Skyridge is going to have great starting field position at the East 39-yard line. Punt that time was by the sophomore receiver, James Hardy.
Oh, man, that's a tough get to get thrown into a ball game, and you're not a punter, and now you're punting, and you've got a great 6A football team, and they're sending everybody to come and block it. So really the fact that he even got that off at all is pretty impressive.
Over 10-3, Lehigh playing.
Skyridge tasted blood in the water on that play.
Leads 20-0.
And now Jagger Fontaine has a chance to get another score on the board here, halfway through the 3rd.
Got to hand it to Skyridge. Boy, they brought a ton of people out tonight to the football game.
Fontaine with a pass up the sideline. Oh, and it's dropped that time by Sanders. Fontaine with a nice pass, actually, kind of a mini fade route there.
Yeah.
Nice play.
Pretty nice little play action there. Good ball. Put it right where it needed to be. Is pretty decent coverage on the outside.
Another good story tonight. You can see a lot of black T-shirts here on the Skyridge sideline in honor of their senior receiver, Crew Morrison, who's currently fighting his battle with cancer. As you mentioned, I mean, it's really good to see the community come out here for the Falcons. You're talking about a smaller opponent, but not only that, I think a lot of them showing support for one of their own here. So here's Fontaine looking to pass. He's got pressure. It's going to be a screen dump off. And going up the sideline really quickly and not going down. Beckham Bennett into the end zone. And the Falcons are letting everybody in on the party here tonight. Another touchdown for the home team.
Nice job. A little pump fake to the left side. Receiver screen. Comes back out of the backfield to the right side, to the boundary side. Got some nice blocks. Again, you're kind of going through your playlist of the things that you want. Maybe the other teams that you're seeing later in the year. Teams like this, a lot of times you put things in offensively that will take your future opponents a long time to prepare for. I don't know that that's necessarily the case with that kind of a play, but occasionally you'll put some things in that you know are going to eat up some defensive prep time for your future opponents.
Falcons lead at 54-0 with 3:50 now left here in the third quarter. And Skyridge looking to kick it off once again as they're just putting a doozy here on the Leopards, leading at 54-0. A lot of players getting in on the scoring party, but meanwhile for East, it's just been no party in any game this season. They're just looking to find something positive to take into the weeks to come.
Yeah, it looks like Cooley's coming back out limping.
Yeah, it looks like Cooley's back in the game. Really good to see. But, I mean, you have to think he's probably going to be a little bit limited here in this third quarter, especially with his legs.
Skyridge now looks like they're getting everybody in the ball game. See if they continue to bring pressure, if they sit back a little bit. Nope, they're bringing it.
Cooley's looking to go deep. He's got a receiver, but a good pass break up that time by Crew Stevens, the junior safety.
Pretty good coverage there. Really a nice throw. It might have been a half a step behind is all, but defensively, Skyridge was right there. That's the second time we've seen East run that play. I like the play call. Pretty good job defensively there by Skyridge.
And 81, Jaden.
So that'll set up a 2nd and 10. It could have been a really good play for Leopards had they completed that one. Instead, it's going to be a handoff to Tupa on the right side, and he'll gain about 1.
Yeah, same play. We've seen that maybe 20 times, 15 times already tonight. A good job. Again, defensively, Skyridge, it's tough to get outside on them. They've done a nice job, their force defender, keeping that play contained.
So that'll set up a 3rd and 9 on their own 21 for East. This third down's brought to you by Heroic.com. As Cooley and company just looking to get something going.
They had 40 yards at halftime total offense. Probably not more than another 20 here in this second half so far.
And play clock has run out. And
it almost looked like they had a check with me play called, so the coach will call check with me. They'll call, they'll try and see what the defense is doing, then they'll call the play, but it looked like they didn't call the play.
It'll be a timeout for East. We'll take it with them as they currently trail it by 54 here on the Rewind Sports Network.
And our athletic.
Welcome back to the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com as East is looking to convert a 3rd and 9. And we mentioned it's already hard to come into an opponent like this, but when you have two-way players on a really short roster, I mean, you can see these players for East are really tired so far. Here's Cooley looking to get the pass, and a nice break up that time by the defense, broken up by Ashton Correa, the senior defensive back.
Again, it did a fantastic job. I never liked calling a rollout to the left just because it's so hard to get the quarterback's hips in the right position to make a good throw. That time, he did a pretty good job of getting the ball on target. There just wasn't an open receiver. Good defense by Skyridge.
So Cooley is on to punt again, and back to receive it is the freshman receiver, Jaden Tahi.
Christian Snowden, the DB's coach here at Skyridge, has got to be pretty pleased with the second half. These guys come in and do a nice job defensively for him.
Tahi with a really tough catch, able to take it out to the East 44 to start off the drive once again for Jagger Fontaine and company.
One more time, Julia Pereira de Silva. If you're missing something, we might have it here in the press box.
So really no stopping what the Falcons were doing there in the first half, even with second stringers here on the field for the Falcons.
So we saw a little bit more of a run defense from East here in the second half. Now they've dropped back into a cover 3.
Here's going to be a fake. Fontaine's going to keep it, and he's going to slide for a gain of about 7 on the play. So Fontaine looks to have a similar play style as his predecessor, Sweetwine. He's able to use his legs a little bit.
Yeah, that was an athletic play. Good job. Play call. They're going quarterback power. Will fake it backside and then follow the guard.
So a 2nd and 3. Reminder, our second downs are brought to you by Elite Terminal Services. Fontaine's going to get the snap, going for a quick out pass. It's caught, taken out to the 25, and barreling out to the 22 that time is the receiver, Lalua Maungula.
Nice little, we used to call that play beater because it's a cover 2 beater. You run the outside guys on a streak, the inside guys on a little 5-yard speed out. It's really tough for that linebacker or that safety to get leverage on that play, and especially when you get the ball out on time like Fontaine did there. Good throw.
So that'll be the end of the third quarter. It's the Falcons 54 and the East Leopards nothing.
With affordable GLP-1 medication from Direct Meds, I've lost weight but gained lots of attention. From old college boyfriends, hi, to young college boys. Oh, honey. And my husband's obsessed.
She loves to make me jealous.
Well, as a woman over 50, losing weight was about as hard as getting my husband to cook anything but cereal.
Honey, where's the milk?
In your hand, babe.
Oh.
Visit directmeds.com today. Want to make out?
Sure.
Okay.
Fans, give it up for your...
Welcome back out to Skyridge High School here on the Rewind Sports Network as we get ready for fourth quarter action. Nate Thatcher alongside Dave Harrison. And Dave, I think it's time to give out our Tab Bank helmet sticker for tonight's game. And who are we going to give it out to tonight?
It's got to go to Sweetwine. Cadell Sweetwine had a fantastic first half at quarterback. Ran it in a couple of times, threw it a few times, 12 of 14, 350 total yards. Pretty tough to beat that.
He's had an excellent evening, and we mentioned last year just really dominant in the run game. But this year, you're just really able to see he's able to make his reads. I mean, we've had a lot of deep passes here tonight. Understandably, his receivers have been open, but he's been able to put it on the money a lot tonight.
Yeah, you still have, it's like when you go to a golf course that's everybody says is really short and easy. You still got to make the shot, right? You got to still make the putt. Still got to hit the fairway. And Sweetwine, he did all those things. He made good reads. He took what was there. He did a nice job with his long balls over the top. And the other thing he did is he was decisive. As soon as he knew that either he was getting pressure or there was nothing open, he put the ball down and ran it. And that's a sign of maturity. And I was impressed with him talking to him before the game. He just seemed like he had a good head. Understood what he was doing, got the ball out on time, and he's really impressive.
Fontaine able to thread the needle to his receiver, able to gain up a lot of the yardage they lost on that holding penalty. And the nice catch by Brandon Warren, the sophomore wide receiver, for a gain of about 16.
Boy, from up here, that ball looked like Okatua was going to get to it for East. And a good job. He got that ball there just barely before the defender got there.
Yeah, really good effort by the Leopard player. I mean, he was diving on all fours, ready to get that ball. But now 2nd and 4 here for Skyridge. Fontaine looking to pass in a one-on-one situation to the end zone, just a little bit over his receiver.
Pass intended for 81, Jaden.
East brought pressure that time. They had one safety right in the middle of the field. Wasn't able to get over the top there, but the ball was overthrown. So it brings up 3rd and 5. We'll see what Skyridge comes up with here. I think he still sees man coverage short side. He might take a little hitch or a little 5-yard out up top.
So 3rd and 4, ball on the 16 of the Leopards. Fontaine in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Tailback on a little bit of a wheel route. Instead, it's going to be an inside screen. And another first down on back-to-back catches that time for Warren.
Number 82, Brandon Warren.
Good job that time. The timing was right. They faked the back out to the right. Just kind of gives a little shoulder pump, not really a full pump fake, and comes back to that number 2 receiver on the tunnel left side for a first down.
So that'll set up a 1st and goal from the 10 here with under 10 minutes to go here in the 4th. Fontaine's led 2 consecutive scoring drives here in this second half, looking to do the same here in the 4th.
You got cover 2 at the goal line.
Looking to pass, quick out route, doesn't go that time. Intended receiver was William Bowman. Excuse me, Amanaki Levitao was the intended receiver.
Again, he's thrown into a cover 2 where the corner just sits there in the flat. And because it's compressed, you're only at the 10-yard line. There's really not a whole ton of room there.
Stoppage of play here as it looks like Samisi Mappa,
one of the captains, sent off the field. I think he's something wrong, either a helmet problem, a mouthpiece, who knows. Still sitting cover 2.
So 2nd and 10. Looking to get into the end zone. Here's Fontaine. Quick pitch off to the left side. And it's into the end zone for another touchdown. This time, taking it in is Levitao, the junior running back.
Nice job there. The linebacker actually beat the old lineman who was supposed to get to him, but he missed the tackle. Good job there, making one guy miss and getting to the end zone. But defensively, he made the play, just wasn't able to finish the tackle. That was Hoko defensively for East.
So another direct meds touchdown for Skyridge as they now eclipse the 60-point mark here in tonight's game. Got to be a record of some kind as they lead it by a lot with just a little to go. Welcome back out as the Falcons currently lead it 61-0 here against the East Leopards on Friday night action of the Rewind Sports Network. Falcons been able to get a lot of their bench players in this second half, get some solid action. Meanwhile, the Leopards looking to get past the 50 on their own volition. Here's a kick return opportunity for East as they take it out to the 20, and they're met immediately that time as Kime Lau was the intended returner trying to take it back.
Stopped by number 31, Ashton Correa.
To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One out this time. Right foot, left stop. Left foot, left stop. Cha-cha, real smooth.
Looks like we might be down to the number 3s for Skyridge defensively. And they're being told, do not, all these starters are telling these guys, do not give up a score. So there's a little pressure on the Skyridge kids that are in the ball game right now to maintain this shutout.
So here's Cooley and his offense. A handoff to Tupou. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, not a whole lot there. And again, you know, these East kids have been going both ways. They've got to be gassed by now. You know, in a lot of these situations, they're playing against bigger players on both sides of the ball, faster.
Otu Kolo was the runner on that one. As we now go under the 8-minute mark here in the 4th. 2nd and 10 here for East. They've had a couple opportunities to go deep, just haven't been able to connect.
Yeah, they had the one pass interference. You may see that again at some point. They just try and put it up outside. There's a face mask right there.
Yeah, Cooley's helmet got dragged the exact opposite direction he was going.
Number 8, Joseph Cooley.
So that will move the Leopards another 15 yards ahead. And we've seen, though, every time there's been a big flag called against the defense, it seems like Skyridge really responds on that next play.
So we'll get the ball down past the 40. Hey, and again, if you're getting man coverage on the outside, maybe there's not a real high opportunity that you're going to complete it, but there is a chance, and you might break one. You might get another PI. So I like the idea of putting the ball up top, especially now you've got some of the younger kids out at corner against your starters for East. A nice chance for these younger kids at Skyridge to prove what they can do as well.
So 1st and 10 now, ball at the 43. Here's a handoff out to the outside. Once again, it's Otukolo. Gains a nice about 5 or 6 yards on the play, so good start.
Now anytime you pick up 5 yards on first down, that's a great start to the series. They're running pretty well against this second team or third team of the Skyridge defense. And Skyridge is still kind of bringing their safeties right down into the box. They're only about 6, 7, 8 yards off the ball.
Here's Cooley in the backfield. 2nd and 5, ball on their own 48. There's another high snap. Ball is loose, and Cooley's just dropped immediately that time.
And dribbling the ball.
By the linebacker, Lafi Falatea.
On the tackle for loss.
Oh, that's tough, man. You're putting together a good drive. And again, we talked about it. They looked like at halftime they had a new center that was working snaps with the quarterback. I don't know if the starter was injured or if they were just working another guy in. But, that's 4 or 5 times we've seen a bad snap.
And they've recovered it for the most part. I mean, Cooley's been able to drop on it at least instead of giving the Falcons really, really good field advantage. So it sets up a 3rd and 15. Cooley's going to take it himself and just get met about 3 yards. They're going to give him a yard behind the line of scrimmage. And Cooley's just having himself a rough night with a lot of tackles against him.
Yeah. He comes up limping, and now he's got a punt.
And number 38, Kalani Finau.
So Kalani Finau in the backfield now to receive this punt. So we've seen 3 different punt returners for this Falcons team. They're really looking to get everyone on this varsity squad in on some action.
So what happened right there is typically you don't have a backup punt return team. And so usually a team will just leave their defense out there, but Skyridge had to send back out all their starters because they didn't have a backup kick or punt return team. Some of them probably were on the sideline looking at the scoreboard or doing whatever, and so Skyridge had to burn a timeout there.
So we mentioned the upcoming schedule for Skyridge, and I mean everyone's talking about this Region 3 and 6A, but after today they'll go and play on the road against Highland, Cherry Creek and Colorado also on the road. But then it gets really tough. They have Lehigh at home, Quarter Canyon on the road, obviously the state's #1 team, Lone Peak at home, American Fork on the road. How do you feel like this schedule has shaped up for them as they move into region play?
Well, I think it's good for them to have a game like this, traveling 2 weeks in a row. The Highland team in Idaho, we played when I was with Alta. We played them a few years back. A good program. They'll always have a good team. Going to Colorado, a lot of times when you travel, it really helps your team bond. Oh, block kick.
And a recovery on the other side, so they send all the troops, and it works that time for the Falcons. Cruz Stevens able to get the recovery. Falcons with really good field position here with just under 5 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
Region 3 is going to be brutal. Scores up at Fremont. Corner Canyon's up 31-21. So Fremont might be a little bit better. They beat Davis last week. Davis is leading. Mountain Ridge big. West is getting shut out by American Fork, so American Fork's good. Lone Peak's not up on Tipview as much as I thought they would be. They're only up by 7. So, Skyridge, they look to be, they and Corner Canyon, maybe the cream of the crop in Region 3.
And here is Fontaine and company looking to get going again, and They're just moving right up the gut.
Quarterback for the Falcons, number 85.
It's going to be a 1st and 5. And actually, it is going to be a new quarterback for Skyridge. This time it's going to be number 85.
Beckham Bennett. Gain of 5 yards.
Who I don't have on my roster currently, so we'll get a name as soon as we can. So here's a 1st and goal from the 5. Quarterback's going to keep it himself. Dives for the end zone. They're going to mark him down at the 1.
Quarterback keep for 4 3/4 yards. Number 85, Kevin Tripp.
Kevin Tripp
appears to be the quarterback.
5, Hakoti Lau.
As he makes it just to about the half-yard line on 1st and goal. It sets up 2nd and goal now as they look to punch it in, get up to 68 points. It's a handoff up the middle. Did East stand him up? It looks like they did. Great goal line stand by the Leopards.
Yeah, that was a nice job. 25 came up, filled that hole. And usually when you meet a running back at the line of scrimmage, the running back's going to find a way in. So that's a really, really nice tackle that time.
Isaac Scally that time with the stop there at the goal line. So a 3rd and 1 now. Once again in the backfield, it's going to be a fake and a rollout, and Tripp's going to keep it himself and get into the end zone for another 6 for Skyridge.
85, Cannon Tripp. Touchdown, Skyridge.
Little fake split zone. You send the wham blocker into the flat. East did a good job, dropped onto that route. Good job by the quarterback, recognizing that, not throwing it into coverage and putting it down, getting the end zone.
So the Falcons with their biggest offensive outing of the season, and they're scoring with literally just about anyone in this game. So the Direct Meds touchdown puts them up to 67, and there's another Live Fit Systems PAT that takes it up to 68. Falcons just 2 minutes and 19 seconds away from becoming 3-0 here in the 2025 season. So just about 2 minutes left here in this game here on the Rewind Sports Network. Falcons currently lead it by basically 70 points. So we talked about Skyridge's schedule coming up. Meanwhile, for the Leopards, talked about they moved into 4A. They're in a region that is generally weaker across the board. They were picked preseason to win it. They'll play the likes of Highland, Murray, Juan Diego Catholic, Skyline, Jordan, and Cottonwood. Are there any opportunities, really, after we've seen them through 2 games, to get a couple wins on the board?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think Cottonwood. I mean, you know that you're right. That isn't the strongest region in the state, and I think it gives. I think East will probably win half their region games. I haven't seen most of those teams play, but you know, Skyline and Jordan and some of those teams, Juan Diego, they've been down a little bit. So, you know, it sounds like that's about where they belong, and they should be able to gain something from this, right? It's hard to gain something from a 68-point blowout, but there are some things that they can find here, I think.
I mean, for those that have been around the game for a long time, East was dominant, especially in the 2010s, winning back-to-back state titles in 2013 and 2014. I mean, a lot of great players that have gone on to play big-time football. I mean, if you're head coach Joe Tukuafu, what do you want to take away from this first season to try and rebuild this type of program?
Well, I think you have to establish a culture, and Brandon Maddich was there for years, and he had his particular culture that he taught, and for a long and Rose Park kids to go to East, and then they got some of the Highland kids to come to East, and so I think you need to establish a good culture and then bring kids in. It's tough where they're at if you only have those kids in your program. That, you know, it's tough just from a numbers standpoint.
I mean, it looks like he already has a couple of fighters. I mean, we've been talking about Cooley all night, who's been doing just about everything he can for this Leopards team and just getting banged up on every play. It seems like Joe's really is trying to establish that culture, even though it may not translate to direct wins on the board. it seems like he does have a good group of kids that are trying and giving their best.
And sometimes in games like this, you'll see the losing team quit. I haven't seen any quit from East. They're just overmatched, right? But I haven't seen any quit, and you can build on that for sure.
So that'll do it for tonight's game. Skyridge wins it 68-0. And actually, to bring it up so we can run this graphic about Keneal Sweetwine, so we can run this Tab Banks overlay. I mean, what have we seen really from him tonight that really gives us a lot of hope for the future?
Well, and he's embraced his role as a leader. You can tell by the way he spoke with his coaches and teammates. They have his respect, and he respects them as well. It's great to see the maturity that he's developed, his ability to get the ball out on time, and his ability to make a quick decision when there was pressure or coverage and pull the ball down and run. There's some good quarterbacks in the state of Utah. I think he's right at the top of the list.
Real privilege to watch him play tonight. For Dave Harrison, I'm Nate Thatcher. Thank you for tuning into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. We will see you next week.